great evening, great evening. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, kings. Hello, queens. We are so excited to have you guys join us tonight. Go ahead and drop in the chat. Drop a hey, drop a hello, drop a great evening. We again are so excited to have you guys join us tonight for episode 22 of Boss Moves. Tonight we are talking leadership perspective, mindset matters. And I am so excited that y'all, I'm not going to even spend a lot of time before I bring up my guest. Look like she disappeared. She'll be back. But listen, we're so excited to have you guys join us tonight. Go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and drop in this chat. Tell me something, one word or one thing that's gone well for you in the last few days. Go ahead. Y'all know I believe in having praise breaks. We must train our brains to seek the good in the world. Let me tell you this thing again. If you don't start right now, training yourself before 2025 hits, okay? We must start right now understanding that our brain and our heart, those things are muscles. And so what we know about muscles is that we can train them and then we can flex them. We can train them, we can lift, we can do, and then we can flex. And so we want to right now in this moment go ahead and start training our brains to find what's good in your world right now. Tell us something good that's going on. Great evening, y'all. Listen, the one and only himself, the GOAT, Principal Kafela. Y'all, if y'all haven't gotten an order, I haven't gotten mine yet. I ordered it, but I don't have it yet. I see some people are getting that book early, but he has a new release out. What is the value to my school instructionally? I'm saying it wrong, but you guys Google it. I promise you it's going to pop up. Matter of fact, it's the number one seller right now on Amazon. So make sure you go grab that thing today. All right, I see you, Dr. Vaughn. She says, what's good in my world right now? It's balance. Again, I cannot tell you guys the importance of training yourself to seek the good in the world. You know, if you didn't know any better, and I can say this, right, because we're bad about judging others. We'll look at a person, we'll look at a situation, and we will make assumptions. I want to bring you on up, Dr. Funchess, while I'm on my soapbox. Right? So we will make these assumptions. We'll look at other people live and we'll assume that they have got it all well. They don't have any issues. They don't have any heavy things that they're trying to deal with. Y'all, we officially hit 5 people, right? Between my family, like that passed this year in this 2024 year. 3 of those were this close to me, right here. All were within like 5 years. My sister was 8 years older, but all within an 8-year self span. Like, listen, I promise you, we all have had things to happen to us this year. And I could be honest, in the last 60 days, that if we really wanted to, we could kick, holler, and scream, shut the door, and say it's over with, right? But what I know to be true is if you've got breath in your body, that means you still got purpose. That means you still got a job to do. And so what we need to do is train our brains, train our hearts to be positioned to forge ahead and do that thing in a very way that brings us joy and brings joy to the world and those around us. So again, we are so happy to have you guys. Hey there, we got another Boss Tribe member. Great evening, great self-care. I see you, Boss Miles, balancing self-care. It's critically important. It's very important that we do that. All right, here we go. We're jumping in. Tonight we're talking leadership perspectives, mindset matters. Listen, we have none other than Dr. I'm going to say it several times, y'all. She just graduated 2 days ago with a doctorate. So I'm going to say it 1,000 times, right? Matter of fact, we could have also called this a virtual like celebration, a virtual party, right? For Dr. Funchess. Okay. This is AKA Boss Moves, aka tonight we're celebrating her. With over a decade of experience in education, Dr. Demetria Funchess is a dedicated educator, wife, and mother of 4. Most recently, she completed the doctoral program at Mississippi College in educational leadership and was honored in the last 2 weeks, y'all, as the Clinton Public School District Administrator of the Year. And for those of you that are outside of the state of Mississippi, Clinton is considered one of the top performing school districts in the state of Mississippi. So not only is it that, but okay, so we're talking cream of the crop of the cream of the crop here with us tonight. So we're so honored to have you here with us. She is passionate about creating safe, supportive environments where all children can thrive. Demetria believes that every child should feel seen and valued, and she uses her leadership capacity to inspire young minds, empowering them to realize that the world belongs to them. Her commitment to education extends beyond the classroom. This is so very true. As she actively fosters a culture of inclusivity and encouragement for both students and staff. Welcome, Dr. Funchess.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited to have you on with us tonight. It is absolutely a pleasure to have you. And listen, I can say this, right? So it was so funny. I realized the other day when I was supporting the doctoral work that like I graduated with my doctorate 12 years ago. And I keep that in mind because Tyler is 12. But you did this as an administrator with four very busy kids and a military husband. Can you listen? That's what we're starting tonight. That's where the conversation is started. And hold up before we get there. Y'all know what boss means. Y'all go ahead and drop it in the chat. We're all ready to make boss moves tonight. And you guys know boss stands for bold, optimistic, spontaneous, and substantial. So go ahead, ready to make boss moves. Drop that in the chat. You guys also know, help us out by simply liking the video, sharing the video, because we are all on a mission and we want to help others be on a mission as well. So listen, I want to start right there. You are super dedicated, super committed, super busy. What motivated you? And then we're going to jump into the topic for the night, but I just needed somebody to hear this because there are so many people that want to take the leap, but it's like, wait a minute, I got all these things. So what motivated you and kept you encouraged and pressing forward to complete your doctorate while again being an active administrator, clearly, while being a mother of four super busy children and being a military wife? What motivated you and what kept you going?
I think for me personally, it was more of a journey between me and God.
Ooh.
Initially, after I completed the specialist degree program, I said, "This is it. I'm done." And one random day, while I was actually at work, I just had the thought pop up in my head, like, "You can do this." Because initially I said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not writing. That's not the path for me." But God gave me the yes. And
Ooh.
it was planted into my mind, and I just went forward, and He carried me through.
I love that. Y'all drop that in the chat. I can do it. We can do it.
I can do
And
it.
it's so very important because even with that, the topic of tonight, we are really talking about from a leadership standpoint, what is mindset? Why does it matter? Like, what does it have to do with your work? What does it have to, how is it impacting how you're impacting teachers and how you are impacting the work again that's happening there in your school? But let's start there based on your experience, right? And you have a very diverse resume, right? You have an amazing, diverse resume based on your experiences, right? You have worked in high performing, low performing, and everything in between, right? What are some key essentials that you think and that you would offer to our viewers tonight? And those that'll come back and listen, what are some key things? You know what? If you want to be effective as a leader going into 2025, because y'all, we are a few days away from the new year. It's crazy to say. But what would you say to anybody who's thinking right now, reflecting through what do I need to carry into 2025 to be a more effective version of myself as a leader, whether you're talking about a school leader or leadership in any capacity? Because remember, leadership is not about position, it's about purpose. So help us out. What, based on your experience, are some key essentials for effective leadership?
I think for me personally, it boils down to two things. The first thing being is understanding that the work that I do is not about me. It's beyond me. And in the world and the work that I do is all about the children. So putting everything beyond me, it doesn't matter how I get to serve my students, but just doing whatever needs to be done. And in school, that's everywhere. In the hallways, in the cafeteria, it's everywhere. And the second thing is understanding the value of people that I get to work with every day. From the custodians to the teachers to the office staff, just understanding the value that everybody put into getting the work done and how to pour in all of those positions and different people differently. Because as humans, we need different things to thrive. And so just understanding the individual needs of adults can be challenging, but tapping into all of those people makes my leadership capacity so much easier.
I love it. So I want to dive deep, right? Let's go a little deeper because one of the things that you said was it's not about me. I think that when people think of even the word boss, right? Which is why I'm just so it was a God thing too, right? The boss, because it stands for something. It's not just about okay, that's the leader. No, like it's about how do you activate who you are, not where you are, but who you are to help where you are, right? So it's about using your purpose to help others regardless of the position. And so when you say it's not about me, how did you get to that place? Like what has happened in your life, maybe personally or professionally, that like it was a moment that you realized like, no, this is not about me. It's bigger than me, right? It's happening through me, but it's not about me. What are are some defining moments you think in your life that helped
Um,
you get to that place?
some defining moments as a child going through things where being in the classroom, being at school, like those were the people that pulled me in and was like my safety net. And so as a young girl, I figured, oh, I could change the world. I want to change the world. But the people in my environment at school helped me to realize I can do that in the educational world. Like I don't need to I can reach so many people one day at a time just by being involved with children and doing the work that I do every day and pouring into them. I get to do that every day. And that's the changing the world aspect for me is going through the babies that I get to work with every day.
I think you just said something really, really important. One day at a time. How does that play into your mindset as a leader, one day at a time? Y'all drop that in the chat. I think right now it's human nature. We're anxious, even thinking about, okay, what's going to happen next year? What's happening with dot, dot, dot. How, how does that play into your effectiveness, this thought process of one day at a time? What's the strategy for somebody right now that's like, I got 1,000 things to do. I got 1,000 weeks or less to get it done. Like, how do you make that work for you? Because clearly you're making it work for you. You are
It,
just
it seems simple to say one day at a time, but so many things can happen in one day. So
yes.
many things can happen in one day. And so just being able to shift from thing A to thing B and even keeping your emotions intact to be flexible enough to prioritize your day, to make it through the day, to jump into the next day with a fresh start. So just being able to shift from one thing to the next and staying positive from point A to point B is so important to make it through any day so that you can get to the next day.
I love it. Y'all drop that in the chat. The power of the pivot. That's what I just heard her talking about. And we talk about that all the time. Like life happens, shift happens. And so the question is, are you gonna sit in the shift? All right. Are you gonna keep it moving? So y'all drop that in the chat. We all need to be ready at any given moment, regardless of our position, regardless, of the arena that we're operating in with our purpose, to activate the power of the pivot is critically important. I absolutely love that. So something else you said was about the value of people. And I will share with you, you don't know this, right? And people, my guests that come on, they don't get questions in advance. It's literally on site. Like you are getting their raw, realist, honest response because they don't have them beforehand. But when I thought through this episode for you, I really almost called it Leading with Love. I did. I almost called it Leading with Love because you are one of those people that when I think of a Dr. Funchess, absolutely hands down leading with love. And so it speaks to what you said about the value of people. What are some ways, some strategies that you will offer to people who are on with us tonight? How are some ways that we actually can activate valuing people, right? You said you operate in the value of people, letting people make sure that they understand that you see them. What are some things that you actually do on your day-to-day so that people around like, no, Dr. Funchess sees me, she values me?
I like to highlight some of the things that I see that are people that are making positive moves or doing positive things. Just a quick email, a quick text message, stopping by to say it in person. Hey, I see you. I noticed how you struggle with this at first, but now you are killing it. You got it. I like pouring into people. I also like adding a personal touch. So just knowing what's going on within people's personal life, it doesn't mean you have to know all of their business, but if I know you are going through this particular struggle, or you took your kid to the emergency room last night, it's important for me to stop by to say, hey, how is your baby? Do you need anything? Can I get y'all anything? Like, that is so important, to let people know, like, I'm here with you. We can get through this together. So just checking in on a personal level, I think is so important. And I think that lets people know, like I'm more than just a clock in. I'm more than just a number. Like, I'm a person, I have feelings, and it's okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, you just said this running, I'm here with you. So I think traditionally when we think of leadership, even in a school setting, like you think, okay, this person manages, right? It's like a hierarchy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you almost activating some shared leadership approaches, right? That's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So even how in your world, even within your high performing system, how are some things? What are some things? What are some strategies that you guys use there to activate shared leadership mindset? What does that look like for you?
It's just being available
Mm.
and willing to take the initiative to
Y'all
do
drop that in the chat.
it.
Available and willing. Okay, those are two powerful words for the people in the back. Available and
Mm-hmm.
willing, because sometimes we are available, but it's like hashtag get somebody else to do it.
Mm-hmm. If it needs to be done, we got to do it.
We got to do it.
We got to do it. It doesn't matter what comes with it. If it needs to be done, like for me personally, I'll do it. We'll get it done. We just got to do the work. The work needs to be done. We got to get it done, and that's the mindset every day. We got to do it.
We got to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So even talking about the mindset, and I want to shift to the next question, but you do a lot and you have very active children. What do you say to the educators who are parents out there who are feeling like, you know what, between being a parent and parenting others' children, I am struggling right now? What's the mindset to help those who are in that space, or not even just educators, right? Because so many of us, as much as we would like to say we leave work at work, when we get home, like it's really, really, really difficult to be able to shut that thing off in certain professions more than others. So how
Mm-hmm.
do you balance like being this super active boots on the ground administrator, and then you have four very active children and military wife? What does that look like?
For one, I can't even say that it's me. I have an amazing support system. Like, I cannot continue this without saying I have an amazing support system. So if I tell my husband that this is what's going on this week, I don't have to question what's going to happen with the kids or anything like that. But I also have to operate with my calendar. I'm a calendar girl. It has to be written down. It has to be tapped in. And so for me, as planning when to do things for work, planning when to work on the paper, like I really had to plan out, okay, I can write today probably from 5 to 7. Or like I had to write every single thing down, but also mapping out time to take for myself. Like I
Absolutely.
had to be intentional about taking care of me.
I
So
love
maybe I don't do anything this weekend, but that was me intentionally giving my body, my brain the break to refresh, rejuvenate myself so I can jump into whatever else needs to be done.
Listen, so if you've not grabbed your copy of Boss Moves, I have no clue what you are waiting on, right? You need to do that today. I'll drop the link later. But in chapter 7 of Boss Moves, I talk about some of this, right? It's called Time and Energy Tanks. Y'all drop this in the chat. If you don't manage your time will manage you.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, when your time is managing you, it will be gone with the wind, fabulous, and your goals and your desires will still be sitting waiting on you, right, to show up. And so it's critically important that we learn absolutely how to effectively manage time. You just said something else that was critically important, that I think for a lot of people who get really busy, like you forget, you just said I had to prioritize me as well.
Mhm.
I planned time for me. Y'all go in the chat and answer this. We're going to pause for a moment. When is the last time you prioritized time for you? What did you do? When you prioritize time for you, self care, drop it in the chat now. What does that look like? That is so critically important as we get ready to go into this new year. We know we start the year with lofty goals, with thoughts, desires, but you need to know right now, if I am not planning my time will not be as best spent as it should, right? So, and a part of that has to be, how are you taking good care of yourself? Y'all, we cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot do it. So let's help each other out. What are some things that you guys are doing in your world day to day when you are prioritizing yourself? What is self-care? Some things that you are doing. I see you. Here's another superstar, right? Teacher of the year. There in Louisiana. Journaling. Absolutely. Plan for it, right? And even for me, best time for me to journal is first thing when I wake up during meditation time or right before I go to bed. And there are some days, many days that I do it at both times, in the morning and then the evening, right? So here we go. Thank you guys. Continue to drop those things in there and make sure that you've liked this video, you've shared it, because it's all about helping everybody else with tools, tips, strategies to help all of us along our way, because we're all just trying to get it right. I don't know about you, but I am an imperfect being trying to figure it out every single day. So we want to help each other. We are goal friends. Here we go, jumping on back in. And this is maybe not just in your current system, right? But just in your the longevity. What advice would you offer to leaders who are, and it might be somebody who, you're managing the Walmart, you're managing whatever, you're managing a group of, like, mindset shift work is hard work. And I'm so fortunate that I get the opportunity to support schools and organizations all over the United States with this particular thing, right? It's mindset shift. But what are some things, what are some advice that, first of all, you would offer to someone who is first acknowledging that we've got some mindset issues, but then what are some things that they could do to start their journey to help them forge ahead?
I think in the world of leading people, it's important for, if I'm going to ask someone to go along and take this drive with me, it's important for them to know the end results. Like, where are we trying to go, to be just goal driven? Like, they need to know the why, the
Mm.
importance of why we are doing this. I just can't jump into it and say, this is what we're going to do and leave it alone. We're doing this because we need to reach this goal. This is how we can get there. And also, I think it's so important for my people to know that I would never ask them to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. If I say this is what I think needs to be done, we have a conversation about it. I'm willing to put in those same efforts and those same work, and I'm willing to make the same shifts that I'm suggesting that we all make together.
I love it. I love it. So what, we're down. You guys know we're always here for a good time, not a long time, right? So what words would you offer to educators and anyone really this time of the year who's maybe had a rough year, that's getting ready to maybe go on break or not, or just trying to prepare their minds and their hearts for the new year? What would you, as Dr. Funches, also the administrator of the year, what are your words of encouragement to people right now who just might be needing a word? Because can I be honest? Sometimes we just need a word. Amen. We
Yeah.
just need a word every now and then. So what words will you have to offer the people today here listening with us?
The biggest thing from this personal journey throughout the year, that just been grateful, and this weekend is played out. Like you said, I just graduated Friday. But the only thing I can keep thinking about is how grateful my God is. And
Mm,
so when things are challenging, when things have been tough, because it hadn't been easy, it has been tough. And even though I have a great support system, things get tough at work, things get tough at school, things get tough in your personal life. But truly tapping into their relationship, my personal relationship with God, and having those reminders that He can do all things, and He can make the shift happens when
yes.
it needs to happen. When everybody else says no, God is the only one that yes gonna come through, and that's what has really, really always worked out in my favor. I think the ability to just hear God speak to me with any type of change or position shift or anything that has happened in my life, if I didn't feel like it came from that direction, we just didn't do it. And that hadn't always been easy either.
Mm.
Um, and it's so important to have people in your circle that will remind you of that when it's those toughest times. I have a very intentional, specific, close circle of family and friends that will say, "Let's jump on the prayer call. Let's get it together." And I mean, that's what you need to keep going. That's what you need to keep pushing you. And so for me, that has been the biggest thing behind keeping my mindset positive and readjusting the crown whenever it needed to be. It's been my people in my circle that has done it for me.
All right, y'all drop it in the chat. Who's in my circle? Y'all know you've heard this before. Research, not only research, but real life has taught us that we truly are a combination of the top 5 people where we spend our time and who we allow to infiltrate and influence us. So y'all drop it in the chat. Who's in my circle? This as you begin to reflect on 2024 and all the great things and all the opportunities that you have moving into 2025. I really want to ask you to consider to reflect around who's in your circle. Who's we use the word tribe around my space, right? Who's in your tribe? And it's very important that you have people who help you to see the better version of yourself on days that you are struggling. Yeah, I cannot make this up today, which I didn't feel like I was struggling this morning, but it has been a struggle. You guys know my sister passed, and like, it was a part of our routine that, we go to church and we do all these things. And so there's not been a Sunday that I'm pulling in the church and I'm thinking, my sister's not here. But this morning, talking about circles and tribes, right? Family isn't always necessary automatically it. All right. Let me just say that it's not always automatically the people that you would assume, but I'm grateful that part of my tribe absolutely is my family. Y'all, my mama, talking about thoughtfulness. You mentioned this earlier. Y'all, I sat on the piano today, and before I could look up good, she had made me a special cup of hot. Y'all, hot tea is my love language. Okay, so if you didn't know, when I'm speaking, people always ask, "Do you like hot tea?" Is my love language. She had made me a special cup of hot tea, and she had it placed in this cutest little container. Let me see. I took a picture of it. It had these words on it, and I want to offer this advice to you guys that was on that cup today. Sometimes you forget you are awesome. So this is your reminder. I'm saying that to everybody that's on the call tonight. Let me read that, and I'm not going to cry tonight, okay? But look, I'm random. Y'all see, that's my piano. Literally, she said it right there with some peppermints. Old lady like peppermints. I like peppermints, okay? But this is the reminder. Sometimes you forget you are awesome. So this
Mhm.
is your reminder. And so I just want to offer those words to you guys tonight as we're talking about leadership mindset and how to forge ahead. I am here to remind you guys tonight that you are enough as is. And for all of you administrators out there, stop trying to go broke and buy everybody in your building something that's $100 a piece. Listen, you are the gift.
Mhm.
When you are willing to be courageous and be effective in your leadership and be honest with people and give great feedback and show them on a day-to-day basis that you value them, that you see them, that you support them, right? That you're willing to elevate them, all right? That is the gift. So we want to say thank you so very much, Dr. Funchess. How can people find you if they wanted to reach out to ask you a question or to just stay connected with you? How can they find you? Again, Dr. Funchess. Y'all have heard it for the 1,000th time. Listen, if you're late, y'all go ahead and drop a congratulations. This is also a virtual graduation party, okay? She just graduated 2 days ago with her doctorate in educational leadership, and we're so very proud of her. But how do people find you? How can they find you?
On Facebook, I am Demetria Funchess. I might need to update that to Doctor.
Yes, you do right now. But time you get off, update it today.
My email is learnwithfunches@gmail.com. So I will reply to any questions or anything that anyone needs to reach out to me about. I'm always willing to reach out and share the knowledge and receive the knowledge. We're in this thing together. Before we leave, just remember to pour into your people. Pour into your people. That's really big.
All right, y'all know what to do. Here we go. Y'all hear Jet. I'm sorry. Drop it in the chat. It's a brand new week tomorrow. Jet. Y'all hear him? Did you hear that? He's a whole human. But y'all make sure you drop it. Drop it in the chat right now. I am making boss moves this week. Remember, you've got everything you need in your head, in your heart, and in your hands to make it happen. Drop it in the chat. Making boss moves. Make sure that if you've not ordered the book Boss Moves, make sure you do that time you get out there. Great gifts. It's a great gift for anybody, not just those in education, but people that are ready to forge ahead in their purpose with greater clarity, right? With greater impact, because that's what it's all about. Thank you, guys. It's always a great time to see you guys. Remember, this is the season for you just to simply be grateful. You've got life. You've got opportunity to keep forging ahead, y'all. That's a gift. Don't forget that. It's always a great day to be y'all. Go be boss. Tell them be boss, Dr. Funchess.
Be boss. See y'all next time.
Bye.